Okay, so hello again. So I'm not sitting down. There's a chair. Apparently shortage of chairs in the current pandemic crisis. So the Rhizome. I'm moving on and still linking into ideas of the pandemic, the crisis, etc. What is the Rhizome? Again, they are, and what's been said over and over and over again by many other sort of people commentating on it, is that the rhizome is the equivalent of couch or couch, apparently, couch grass or crabgrass, or ginger tuber. Okay, so the idea with this, I know it's a bit cut up, I've used it, not ginger, is that there's no head to this. There's no sort of top of it. There's no sort of it doesn't start from the bottom and gradually go up. It sort of constantly sort of just grows in whichever direction it might. And they use that sort of example to counteract the arboreal power structure or structure that is so sort of rife in the world. So if we think about those like job flow charts, sort of going, okay, you've gone into a new corporation, etc. President or CEO is at the top, singular at the top, and goes down to sort of vice chairman, president, whatever, down to everybody on the bottom, all the high ply, so where the workers sort of at the bottom. And the idea is that you enter this system from the bottom, and you have that singular sort of point to rise to. Obviously that presupposes the idea that you can move through that system. And that, again, that's an interesting comment when we come on to the idea of the decalcomania of the rhizome, and the possibility for social advancement and change that it offers. But let's not get into that yet. So the rhizome then, 6 principles of it, and let's take them two at a time or one at a time. So the first 2 principles are principles of connection and heterogeneity. Again, I think that sort of means that every single point within society, within linguistics, within politics, within the root, within the ginger root, everything is and can be connected with everything else. Okay, it goes against the Chomsky's sort of idea of linguistics, and instead sort of suggests that we can break the sort of semiotic chain of sign signified. So it's sort of like, the Bataille's sort of cycle of symbolic representation within the story of the eye. That, okay, you have piss, which then can be turned to milk, which then can be turned to the moon, which then can be turned to the sun, which then turns to sunbeams, which look like piss, and that is that sort of hermeneutic cycle, or the egg, which is the eye, which is the uterus, which is the ovaries even, etc. So that sort of thing, that goes around full circle. However, what Deleuze and Guattari are saying is that, well, you don't need that cycle of representation. I think one thing can just jump right to the thing that is so far removed from it. But it's not removed, it's all connected. Heterogeneity, obviously, I think that's the idea. Sort of it's not homogeneous, it's so diverse, so beautifully diverse. Okay, so what implications does that have on the crisis at the moment? I don't know. What do you think? What implications does the idea of connectivity and the heterogeneity have upon the crisis at the moment? Is it that once we're stepping away, as I said in the last video, once we sort of subtract ourselves and see the true sort of face of the multiple? Is it that we learn that in fact we are connected across borders, imaginary sort of fictional lines that separate us? We're connected sort of internationally, interracially, intergender, inter everything. It is the constructs of arboreal power taken away, and we see ourselves as citizens of the world, completely connected with each other. That's the sort of positive note that I want to sort of aim for. What do you think? I don't know. Let me know. Oh, by the way, my name's Richard. Alright, thanks.